Most early stage companies aren't sure what to look for when choosing their lawyer and legal team, but structuring your startup properly right at the outset is arguably one of the most important and pivotal considerations a founder can make. Partnering with the right startup lawyer and legal team is crucial in your early success in ensuring your business has the proper foundation and legal structure to help you scale. A skilled startup lawyer is an essential partner for any new business. Your lawyer should be an advocate and a connector for you in the startup ecosystem. As your startup continues to scale, choosing a lawyer who understands the needs of your business and industry can pave the way for your startup's acceleration and prevent anticipated obstacles down the road. Don't just choose a lawyer that can help you get your company incorporated quickly. You could do that yourself. But choose a lawyer that can structure your company properly at the outset with a view to long-term success and fundraising. One that can prevent due diligence challenges and roadblocks early, and with a team behind that lawyer that can service your business as it grows. And that's what makes Dentons' venture tech team so integral to a company's success. The nimble and boutique approach to service your startup early, with the backing of a full-service delivery model as you scale in specialized areas such as regulatory, IP, commercial, transactions, everything from employment to data privacy to tax and other areas of expertise. That's what differentiates Dentons. Here are some do's and don'ts when selecting a lawyer, structuring your startup, and to ensure you get the most value out of your legal team.
When selecting your startup lawyer, do ensure that lawyer and his or her firm is really focused on and has a breadth of experience in the startup and technology sector. Some firms will dabble in this space, given the high growth tech sector's emergence. But choose an entrenched firm in the technology sector that has been working with startups and emerging companies for a long period of time. Ask your lawyer some pivotal questions, such as how many startup clients they service. Ask for a representative sample of transactions that lawyer or its firm has closed in the last 6 months. Ask if they have a particular focus on a unique industry or a sector. Ask if they have other specialists on their team and if the team is able to support your startup during its life cycle, especially as you begin to scale. Ask about the firm's cost structure and the ability to offer flexible fee arrangements, especially early on. And most importantly, ask about their culture and determine whether their culture fits yours.
When structuring your startup, do take advice from your legal advisors. Key mistakes in legal structure can be avoided early with proper legal advice so that you can hit the ground running when going to market for fundraising and avoid potential diligence concerns. Here are some key considerations. IP, chain of command. Ensure your company's IP is properly assigned and owned by the company. Founders, contractors, employees, even volunteers should be entering into proper confidentiality and IP assignment agreements on or before their engagement with the company. Ensure all third-party IP is properly assigned or licensed, whether that's from universities, former employees, former employers, or current employees. Cap table. Keep things simple and do not overcomplicate your share capital structure. This means founders should be in a class of founder voting common shares. You may choose to have non-voting common shares as well for a stock option or equity incentive pool. You may also require a class of preferred shares or other fixed redeemable shares for any IP or other assets being rolled into the company, but that should be discussed first with your legal and tax advisors. Unless there's a unique tax reason for doing so, avoid layering on a multitude of different classes of shares. These will more likely than not just get deleted in future financing rounds, particularly on a future preferred equity round. The basic tenet here is that founders and friends, family of founders, employees, contractors, etc. should be in their own class of common shares, while investors will be in preferred shares to be created in a future financing round. Founder vesting. Consult with your legal advisor on structuring the proper vesting and share restriction arrangement for initial founder shares. It may make sense to enter into share restriction agreements right on incorporation, or it may make more sense to kick that down the road to a future financing round. Fundraising. Definitely consult with your legal advisors early in the fundraising process to properly assess the right financing round for your business, address dilution issues, avoid giving up too much too soon, and structure a proper shareholders agreement and equity incentive plan for the business. Model your cap table early and assess how pre-VC ownership may be impacted under different valuation scenarios. You don't want to be surprised at your dilution hit when the time comes to close your deal.
Do engage your lawyer early on in the process. Ensure that they're kept up to date and apprised of any potential legal work as early on as possible. This ensures that proper specialists, if needed, can be brought in and the lawyer allocates the proper time and amount of resources to a file. It also allows your legal counsel to turn around documents urgently so that you aren't left waiting. It also saves you costs in the long run.
Do be upfront about your budget. Ask for a quote or fee cap if necessary, and that is completely acceptable. Anytime you reach out to your lawyer for a business-related matter, your lawyer is likely billing you for that time. Understanding your expected costs and having a SaaS agreement drafted or transferring shares from one shareholder to another will help you budget accordingly so you can avoid sticker shock.
Do keep things simple and avoid creativity with your legal documents and overly complicated structures. This saves you heavily on legal fees in the long run, and will also streamline future diligence processes in connection with a future financing or an ultimate exit. If you're trying to sort out how to deal with a particular business issue from a legal perspective, loop your lawyer in early. Allow them to offer suggestions and practical advice on structure based on what they see in the market and what they've done in the past that is tried, tested, and true. Save yourself on legal fees by looping in counsel early and deferring to their judgment.
Do not try to draft legal documents yourself. Some clients think that they can save fees by taking on the work themselves, but your lawyers will typically have off-the-shelf templates and will actually incur more time and fees reviewing or correcting documents that they aren't familiar with. Although you may be trying to draft a contract based on a seemingly good template you found online, you may be using a template governed under an international jurisdiction that deals with concepts or terms that aren't applicable or don't even exist in Canada.
Simply put, don't make changes to your legal documents, especially substantive ones, until you've actually sent these to your lawyer for review. Even seemingly minor changes can have unintended consequential effects throughout a contract.
Do not wait until you've received investor funds to loop in your lawyer. A financing needs to be properly documented, and there may be certain requirements built into your corporation's constating documents before a prospective investor can become a new shareholder. Always loop in your lawyer early on in the process, typically at term sheet stage or earlier, so that the necessary agreements can be signed simultaneously with funding and so that you understand the terms early and what is market.